Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for dropping by. I haven't made a video in a while and feeling inspired to tonight. And also just want to say hello. I think about this channel often. I think about how I can best help people recover from fake non-duality. And anyone who's new, that's what this channel is about, is the difference between authentic non-duality and nonsense non-duality, often called Neo-Advaita. You can learn more at the website that I've posted in the chat box and below. So I've been studying traditional non-duality with a traditional non-duality guru, an actual guru, a Swami. A Swami is the Indian version of sort of a combination of a teacher, priest, monk. And this channel started with me trying to expose one particular neo non-duality teacher, but also my message from the very beginning has been there's a vast difference between what a traditional, or I'm going to say an actual non-dual teacher teaches, and a modernized or neo non-duality teacher, like a vast difference. And that's been really the main theme of this channel, is to teach people how to tell the difference, and actually to even tell people that there is a difference. Because we were all lied to. We were all told what you're being taught, this is non-duality, this is the ultimate truth. When in fact, it's really a ripoff of the ultimate truth. It's borrowed a few words, a few concepts. Well, now that I've studied, and I'm going to continue that study, and it's more than study, but one moment what that means, with an actual, like a legitimate guru. And so what is a legitimate guru? Is someone who had a guru who said, okay, you can be a guru now, but that person's guru had a guru, had a guru, had a guru, had a guru, had a guru. In the case of non-duality, all the way back to Adi Shankara. But it's more than that. It's someone who is also very knowledgeable, because Neo-Advaita makes non-duality seem like your consciousness. Just practice self-inquiry and that will become apparent. Or you are consciousness. There's nothing to do now. Just be that. Like, they make it sound very simple. And it's not that actual non-duality or traditional non-duality is complex. It's just nuanced. It's nuanced and, let's say, sophisticated, because what we're dealing with is illusion or delusion. Ego, let's throw out the term ego. Traditional non-duality doesn't even use that term. It's very my kitty cat's meowing. She wants to be part of the video. Maybe later, girl. See, traditional non-duality is very precise. I mean, that's the real difference. It's very precise. And I've given the example of, I've been working with a physical therapist for some issues I've had with my back and hip. And the exercises I've been given are very precise. And even the instructions, like, okay, when you do the leg lift, bend your toes that way. Don't bend them this way. Like, very precise, very sophisticated, scientific. Now, physical therapy has, biology and the science of medicine. They can do studies and measure what gets results externally. But traditional non-duality is an inner or subjective science, where for over 1,000 years now, there's been a method that's been followed that leads to results. And that method is not a one or two trick pony. It has some nuances to it and some details. So I've taken time off from posting here because, I realized how little I know. For a long time, I was the only person talking about the gunas, or talking about, for self-inquiry, you need prerequisites, or talking about how Papaji didn't give permission to anyone to be, didn't give anyone permission to go out and be a guru. There were certain details that I was sharing, and I'm starting to see other people, and I'm proud of that, to sort of uh, I didn't start the criticism of Neo-Advaita, but to bring those details to the table. But what I've realized is there's a whole lot more. And so I'm going to dive deep into it, not just for my own growth, but also so I can help others. I think the last thing on my mind for tonight is the guru position. And anyone teaching non-duality is taking on the guru position. The guru position is someone who is there to lead you to liberation, and theoretically should be liberated themselves and has the sufficient knowledge to lead you there. So the whole Neo-Advaita gig is based around the false guru idea, that these people are gurus and that they can lead people to enlightenment. They falsely convince themselves of it, and then through some subtle and not so subtle ways, they convince other people that, hey, I'm a guru. I can lead you there. I know the truth. I can pass the truth along to you. That's the fundamental lie of Neo-Advaita. Because we can talk about all the details of prerequisites for self-inquiry, and that actually you do need to make effort, and so forth and so on. But the foundation is the false guru idea. And I've said in many videos, and I like to say again, I am not a guru. I'm not here to, I don't see it as my job to lead anyone to self-realization, because I'm not self-realized. And none of these people are. And you can tell by their behavior. That's another story for another time. So the whole Neo-Advaita gig is based on this lie that these beings are enlightened and that they can lead you to enlightenment. And I spent a large part of this channel educating people how to spot them and how to avoid them, and also how to recover from it. I've proposed a possibility how to recover from it. Well, I would say I was in the process of recovering from Neo-Advaita, and I can finally say I have recovered. Neo-Advaita, spiritual bypass, dissociating from the body, dissociating from my feelings, using spiritual means to dissociate from my feelings, it's not of interest to me anymore. I'm interested in living and contributing and growing and being a human being. Now, there are some days, there are some moments where I'm like, to God, I'm like Kirk to Enterprise, the one to beam up, which is pretty natural. Life is hard. Life is very hard. Being in a body on this earth is very hard. But I have fundamentally accepted that I'm a human being, and I'm here to grow and learn and serve and live. And I'm finding, I can't say 100% found, but I'm finding spiritual paths that are about embodiment and that keep me grounded and help me stay solid and help me to live, as opposed to like trancing out, and help me to deal and cope with the fact that life is hard. So I'm declaring it. I was not planning on it, but I have recovered from Neo-Advaita. And the thing that really did it for me was studying traditional non-duality. Now, that doesn't mean that non-duality is now my path. I've shared many times on here that non-duality is just one school of Vedanta. Vedanta is an interpretation or an understanding of three basic texts, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Brahma Sutra. And Advaita, non-duality, is just one interpretation. There are other interpretations that I like better and make more sense to me. And right here, right now, studying non-duality is really working for me. Actual non-duality is completely different from everything we've been taught in the bullshit satsangs. Like, completely different, night and day. Traditional non-duality is about, well, it's a basic, you could say it's about two things. It's determining whether it's about the idea that, okay, I don't want to be a teacher here, but the overview is the recognition that no person, place, or thing is going to bring you happiness. And when that really hits home, then you're left with two choices. You can become a monk or nun, that's called a sannyasi, or you can become a karma yogi, which is someone who seeks to approach life from a spiritual perspective, to engage with life, to really engage with life towards the goal of moksha or liberation. So, but even the monks and nuns, it's not escapism. Traditional non-duality is not escapism. That's all Neo-Advaita is escapism. Nothing more, nothing less. 100% escapism. Well, maybe 99%. Every now and then you'll hear something useful in a Neo-Advaita satsang that could help with your life a little bit. So yeah, I've recovered, and now it's putting the pieces back together, which is a whole nother part of the journey. But I have, I turned my back on Neo-Advaita a long time ago, but I hadn't turned my front towards life, which now I have. That I'm here, I'm going to do this thing. Most days, most moments, I'm excited to be doing this thing called life. And but more than that, life is actually beautiful, and it's a gift. Traditional non-duality teaches that life is actually a gift. So, thank you so much for your time and attention. I'm actually going to leave the comments open on this one. So if you want to share what's going on your journey, if you have any questions or comments, please do. Thank you so very much. Have a blessed day.